What went wrong for Leo Varadkar?
Well, we don't know from listening to him. I think it's been a rather unprecedented departure from Irish politics, a huge letdown for all his supporters. Dare I say it, and people mightn't like to hear this at this moment because we're supposed to clap these people on the back. An awful example of wasted talent, a wasted career in many ways. He has not, I should say to everyone, explained why he's leaving. You know, if Leo Varadkar is
But wasn't he right in one thing, that he probably would not have been the best person to lead his party into the next election?
Am I one of the few people in watching politics these days that thinks of things like public service and loyalty to the people who not only worked and put up posters for you and supported you for the best part of 20 years, but the 455,000 people who have voted for him? Leo Varadkar plainly, and I was writing it up to a year ago, had given up on the job. That was what I wrote a year ago. The clearest example that he had no interest in what he was doing was a proof of it was that now over 30%, over 31% of his parliamentary party have declared that they're not staying on for the next election. And what I would ask is if he had a year ago, say, or even as some of his very close cabinet colleagues said to me at the weekend, said it at Christmas he was leaving, how many of those TDs could they perhaps have convinced not to announce their retirements? If you've announced your retirement and impending retirement, it's very hard to roll back on it. I think he came into office again in December 2022. He spoke of a huge war on child poverty, almost echoing the words of another great leader who resigned early, Lyndon Johnson, who actually did have a war on poverty. What happened to that? He had a big forum in Dublin Castle in January 2023 about housing, the great threat as he agreed to Irish society. What happened to that from January 2023 on? I haven't heard a peep out of him on it. I haven't heard much out of him on anything.
But I mean, in fairness, Darragh O'Brien makes all the running on housing.
He's still the Taoiseach, and the Taoiseach, as we've heard over the last couple of days, every single problem in cabinet, every single problem in government comes to his desk. He sets the tone. We've only had a he in that office. He sets the direction of the government, and he's almost been absent. I think
he suggested that he was running on empty.
But again,
when you look at all the problems, like the losses of the last election, all the Brexit stuff and the Boris Johnson stuff and the DUP stuff and the pandemic stuff and it goes on and on and on, that maybe a guy is punch drunk.
But Pat, you said that. He hasn't. We haven't.
Okay.
We haven't.
I'm only speculating.
But we haven't had it. I mean, can you think of a major leader in Western politics who has left office in the fashion that he has without actually explaining why he's going? I haven't heard him say that. If the man, and I'm not going to speculate on what's going on with him, if there are health issues, if there are family issues, if there are burnout issues, please say that.
He kind of, I suppose, suggested that, but maybe not explicitly.